you, welcome to Geekism, and welcome to a possible new series. I don't know, we're going to try challenge mode out. When I mentioned that challenge mode was coming to the game, I had lots of comments saying that they would like to see that on the channel, and maybe see a sort of live play, so to speak, not necessarily just me talking over time lapses or whatever, actually sort of trying to play the game a little bit. Obviously we'll still be as creative as the challenge allows us, but I thought we'd pop in and just see. It might help bring some more Planet Coaster 2 content to the channel. Might mean I can get a few extra videos out for you folks, because these should be, in theory, a little easier to produce. So we're going to dive in. One thing I would like to do in Planet Coasters, I've never really done before, is just a very traditional mom and pop American park. You know, the sort of classic, lots of wood everywhere, some light frontier theming, that sort of thing. So I think we're going to try and do that, but through challenge mode. I think Taiga is probably the best location for that. Difficult park name, I don't have a park yet, but I'm hoping we can change this as we go, or do we just come up with something really quick? They always have names like, you know, something lake, or so I like lake. Well, definitely a lake at the end. Okay, I had a good thing. And how about Fairwinds Lake? I don't mind that. It's a little bit like Carowinds. It's, you know, we'll see. We might change that. If you can think of anything better, let me know. I think we go hard, because what's the point? Otherwise, like, if we go easy, it's basically just sandbox with cash. So we'll go hard and see how we get on. Alright, here we are in our beautiful Taiga biome, or Taiga, I'm never quite sure how to say it. So we can go right up to the lake there. It doesn't actually look like the biggest amount of space, but that's okay. I like all the mountains around it. I like the sort of deep sun. Okay, that's cool. I will actually just remove that though, because, you know, we're doing YouTube. So here we go, challenges then. We've kind of always got some challenges. Do we have like rides unlocked? Create custom. Yeah, that's not all of them, right? So is research a thing then? How do is this it here? Research? Yes, I see. And we earn points to do that, and are they down here? Is that, or is that a star rating? That's a star rating. So facilities. Do we need like a research area? Look at me not actually knowing how to get. Or is it mechanic workshop? It might be that one. Is that it? I think one of those generates research. But anyway, we've got rides to be getting on with. We also have only $7,500. Jeez, that's nothing. Let's just pause the game for a moment. So, can we even afford a flat ride for that? Oh, okay, yeah, Grand Carousel 2,400. Okay, so the main thing then, I think to start off with, is we need people eaters. We need stuff that is going to fill our coffers, basically, generate revenue as we go. So like teacups, that's probably a pretty good one, gets a lot of people in. These numbers don't actually give us any numbers about how many people get on them, so we'll just have to base it on what we think. I mean, the other thing is as well, if we're going to go classic Americana, we kind of have to go for a big old carousel in the middle. I know that's a bit simple, that's a bit basic, but I do think that's probably the way to go. I'm hoping we can build on all of this. I think we can, can't we? Can we move this? Edit building. Can we not then? Okay, so we can't delete our trucks. Can we build around here though? Okay, that's fine then. As long as we can build there, and we'll just make this the front gate. That's not a problem. Can we do path around? Yeah, okay. Oh, well, I say yes. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we can mess up the path. Okay, cool. So yeah, we can just make this our front gate. That's fine. And then we'll get a ride in. So first things first, let's get a ride in, because I want to try and just get some revenue generated. Oh, chair swing might be quite a good one. Right at the front as well. That's another good people eater. What stat-wise? Let's have a look. Excitement 2.98. The excitement's going to be much lower on the carousel. I do like a carousel just as we go in though. Now I think we'll split the difference and we'll go chair swing, and we'll try and line it up so we'll give ourselves a bit of room for sort of a main street, and then we'll go there. Entrance over this side, exit over this side. I do have a single mod on the game, and it's the one that removes the big dumb white gates. So that's what you're looking at there. Okay, so guest path. No, guess queue path, that's what we want. And then we'll do rustic queue path, I think. Will look quite nice here. Oh. We also need to go pointed round layer curve. There we go. Because what we'd like to happen is have it basically just sort of curve itself all around here. Then we'll take that around. To about here, and I'm hoping that this is basically the same path as the regular rustic path. It is. That's good, because that's what I want to happen. Basically, is for you to not actually even see a queue line here. Basically, so we'll come in from here with this rustic looking path. We'll go 3 like that. Yeah, that's good, I think. I think they're still not going to be able to walk on that. It might be a little tricky. Basically, what I want to happen is to path all of this, and this still work as a queue line. Like, I think that's what happens. I suppose there's only way to tell. Unfortunately, this is all costing us cash to do. But I suppose the way to figure out if this works or not is to maybe if we queue path and just paint it a different colour for a moment. Like, it still knows it's there, look. So that's pretty good. Let's do that for now, just so we can see what's going on. And then when we make it pretty in a bit, it'll hopefully all just work. Okay, so we'll carry on here. And we'll fill all these bits in. Okay, that's good. And then we can come onto path with our paint, and we can paint this the same. That's good. And we can actually get rid of the in-house fence. There we are. Now I don't know whether or not all the curbs and stuff are off, so maybe we just still have to have that line. And that is what it is. That's fine. Like, that's still pretty good custom. Like, it looks a little mess right now, but once we're all done with that, that'll look good. Okay, let's go back to our stamp, and we'll take it to here. And to begin with, that's going to be our street. So. Oh yeah, power is a thing. Add a power facility. Okay. So connect power cable, connect water pipe, demolish power cable, demolish water pipe, power distributor, power generator. So I think the generator is the one that actually makes the power. But we need a distributor to put out the power. Is that right? Or not? No path. Connect path. Okay, well that's fine. Let's go there with that then. I would like it to be straight. Can I just make it straight? There we go. That's fine. And then we'll delete that bit. Oh. Oh, really? Okay. That's fine. Sure. Okay, so does that have power now? No power. This ride might be needed to power. Ride must be in the supply area of a power source. So power available 120. So do we just have to go and pause? Oh, new distributor. Yeah, I think that is the thing. Is it needs to have one of these. There we go. Now it's distributing power. Okay, so we can now. Is that working now? Chairplane on. Alright, it's called Chairplane 2 for some reason. So let's just not call it Chairplane 2. And then, will that get people in? So the park is open. People are thinking about it. Nice. So ticket prices. Ticket type. The price that all your guests are willing to pay. Custom. Full price. Because it does this thing where it sort of generates it randomly for you, right? Everything generates can't fully power on their own. Okay. Power available 91, that's good. So where's the money here? Custom? No, just dynamic. An advanced mode where you set a range. Oh, that seems complicated. Bargain? Price that all your guests will be willing to pay. Nothing? The answer's nothing. So, are you in the queue? No, you're wondering. Are you in the queue? Queuing for chair plane. Okay, so it looks like they do sort of they do treat this as one queue and you can only enter here. Okay, that's good. So how much are you willing to pay for this then? We want to make sure we're generating revenue. Because currently it's 0. And it's generating us no cash. So do we go custom? The guests won't pay this much. No, I don't pay them. I don't blame them. Is it just because it's got like no scenery or anything? Let's pause it a sec. Yeah, scenery bonus, nothing. Yeah, and this is actually bad scenery over here. Okay, well then that's fine. We'll make it look pretty. We've got no money, but that's fine. Okay, I think we're going to keep it real simple to start off with. I actually really love this fairy tale picket fence because if you make it all the same white colour, it's just a classic white picket fence. It's very cute. There we go. I forget which one of them does the crossbeam. It's that one. So we could go red and white. That might be a little too on the nose. The other thing we could do is make it a brown colour. Yeah, maybe wood. Maybe more of a classic wood might be nicer. Yeah, I like that. I like this fact there's a little bit of variation in it. Okay, so we'll take this to here, which we know is sort of directly in the middle. Now, I suppose we'll need a bit of a beam underneath as well, just to try and cover up the pattern, the Planko pattern there. Is that also going to be wood, or is that going to be better as like a concrete pad? It might be better as something like this, although I don't know whether any of these go quite small enough. Oh, that one's pretty good. So which one is that? Large footer extension, small footer extension. Maybe this one then. Yeah. Just a nice bit of plain concrete. And that's fine. And then we lift that up so it's just off it there. And then how about, we don't have that much like just plain iron bars, but I'm wondering about something like this to break it up. Well, that's going to be definitely going to be too much to have that on all of them, but sort of every other one it might work quite well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I quite like that. And then we'll go back to pillars. These are great because they look really bright, but if you just sort of colour them a nice dark grey, which is what that is. Yeah, so then we come to here. Oh, that's night only. Why is it night only? There we go, we're on the light. Dark grey, dark grey, dark grey. And then scale it up a little more. Let's see. Isn't that quite? Is that like slightly lopsided, or is it just the base of this thing is a little off? That's fine. Okay, there we go. So I think that's our fence. So what we do now is, we don't do that with all, and we do right. Where's rides? I want that to be just 4 pieces. That's 6 pieces. Why is that 6 pieces? Oh yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and we'll group that as an item. Oops. Then we'll come back into it. Duplicate it. And flip it around. Now, maybe the... Yeah, the bars should be on the inside, shouldn't they? Yeah, so we'll actually do it that way. Like that. Okay, we take this all the way over to here. Okay. And then... Whoops, we'll take that like that. Keeping a bit of an eye on cash. This shouldn't be too expensive, I don't think. The big thing is we need to make sure it will be able to fit another row in it. So let's see if we can bodge it so it works. Yeah, that should be okay. Not quite. No, that looks rubbish. Okay, let's go back to here. And we'll... There is things you can do when what you've built doesn't quite fit. Best thing to do is do it like this instead of trying to do the whole thing in one go. Because at some points, you're going to need to get rid of bits of this anyway. Basically where they enter the line. So it won't be too bad. There we go. And then you'll see that there is now a bit of a crossover there. So we need to lose one set of this. So we're going to go from here across. Here across. Here across. And here across. Make sure we don't loop anything over. That looks good to me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, and then we'll take that around. Oops. Like so. Because basically here there's going to be a gap that we don't need it to have. So what we'll do now is take all of this section and all of its opposite section, which is here, to here. It's tricky to see with the shadow. There we go. And then we'll move that here. Alright, which gives us a perfect gap where the ride's going to sit now. And then a gap around the other side that we can just fill in manually. So we'll take that, we'll rotate it to where the ride's going to be, which is basically there. Okay, and then we go here, 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 here. There we go. And this is definitely not the best way to do this, but it'll work. There we go. And then on this side, it just needs the lamp moved across. Alright. Now, the problem is with this is that the lamps are going to be way too bright. There's too many of them. There's a chance that they're even too close to the ride as well. Like, I didn't really... Yeah, there's a good chance that these all clip. I didn't even think about that. We might have to put the lamps on the exterior side of things. What's that done for scenery? Scenery bonus is now at 100%. So I'm hoping... Do we actually make money on this now? It's still 0. Why is it 0? I'm hoping it has to maybe finish this section and then it changes maybe. Now people have ridden it. They're like, oh, actually, yeah. That was worth something. No, I don't understand this bargain price. Maybe custom. Guests won't pay much for this attraction. Why? Are they just really like They just don't want to pay any money. Oh, because it's the ticket, because they're paying ticket prices, right? Okay, so edit ticket prices. So are we better off doing that then? So now they'll pay $14.50 for that because they didn't pay to get in. Okay. I do think that money per ride is what's going to generate us revenue. I mean, this is just trickling down, look. This might be harder than it looks. I also want to see, when this pauses, see how close it gets to the bottom of the ride. Okay, so actually there's fairly decent coverage there, wildly. So I think we're probably okay for now with that. But it's probably just going to be crazy bright at night time, eh? Let's have a look. There we go. Oh, no. Actually gives off very little light. Okay, so the only real issue I have with that then is it just looks a bit dumb, having every single one as a light. So we'll keep the two there. And also I realised that we didn't do an exit. So the exit I think will be here. So we'll clear that out as the exit. There we go. Okay. And the next thing we'll do is take this. No, we won't. We'll do it from here. We'll take this section. And take it out to where the path would be, which is about there. And then I need to find something for here. What about the bollard? And that will sort of keep the metal vibe going. Bring it up to there. And then bring that up to it as well. Does that look dumb? Yeah, it looks kind of dumb. But you know what? Kind of dumb. It's good for now. We basically just need to make sure we don't hemorrhage cash. Okay, so that comes to there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Let's make sure we only collect the outside stuff. Da-da-da. And then we can do the rest manually. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a problem because it won't do the 5 degree perfectly. Okay. Take it all the way around and then we'll worry about the gaps. Yeah, there we go. So again, not too much of an issue. We'll just do the same as we did last time, which is take all of this section and all of its opposing section. There we go. And then move that. Oh! Something kind of gross has happened there. Has that happened on the back as well? Yeah, must have duplicated a piece around. Okay, well, we can figure that out. This needs to go this way. Okay. So what's happened here? Just need to clean that up, I think. Okay, well, we can definitely make this work. Because what we're going to do is clear out this area. Up to there, because that's basically the entrance of the ride. And then we're going to do the same here. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go to there with that one. Okay. And then, we're we already have a problem here. So we'll do those two. So is this gap on this side as well? Oh yeah, there is. Look at that. Okay, so we'll do all of this. All of this. There we go. To there, and then this side we'll probably just have to eyeball all of that. Oh, we've lost a bit of footing as well, look. There we are. Oh, let's just do that again properly. 850 that whole piece. Oh, we're down to $700. Jeez Louise. Okay. So what we need to do is take all of that. Oh, we're in it. There we go. To here. Actually, no, we won't. We'll make it. We'll do a fake. We'll do a gate there, I think, is the way to go. Because that will explain why it's a little off. Is that we can, if we need to, open it as a gate. That's a good idea. So let's go and shrink that down a little bit. To there. Okay. And that there. Two. Okay, that needs to be a concrete pillar. Oops, let's spell concrete right. Okay, so actually let's just make those the same. Oh, we can't change the colour of that. Okay, so we just need to match it to this then. It's basically a very dark black. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's it over there. Alright, and then... it's not really going to be wide enough for a useful gate, is it? So how about we do this then? That's better. And then we'll take that fence piece again, but this time we'll use the long one. That should line up perfect to there. That's excellent. And then we'll shrink that right down, and then that kind of looks like, actually no, we won't. We'll do it small and do 1 and 1, so you can see the little gap in between them. Excellent. And then if we search for barrier, we have a nice little get out of it sign. Oops, no, we don't want to rotate it, just want to shrink it. And this says, don't go in here unless we've said it's okay to do. Okay, I think we need to run the game then, because we're just gonna hemorrhage cash if we keep just putting this stuff down. We have $600 to our name. So here's what we do now with this. It's basically the same. There. But we're going to remove that. We're going to turn this into fence. All these people wondering what to do with themselves. Just go on the same ride again, guys. You'll have a blast. Okay. From that. goes there. We do something like this here. And have that come on the back there, so it just looks like that gate being opened. That gate gets opened and gets swung that way. Okay. Happy with that. Don't love the every light being a thing, so what we're actually going to do is keep the two either side of the ride itself, but get rid of every other one. Like so. That's annoying. That's fine. Yes, that's better. Okay, that earned us money. We're back up to $1,000 now. From the 600 we were at, we're back up to $1,000, and overall that looks fine. Apart from, we need to. Oh, that's really irritating. Why wouldn't I just stop on there? We need to go through and do that to everyone that doesn't have a lamppost on. Okay, done all the bollards. Didn't want to torture you through that. And then if we make all of this the same path, look at that. Now it just looks like a big plaza that we've stuck a fence around. I'm quite happy with that. Just this one little thing you can't get rid of here. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, cool. So there's our first ride. It's actually generating us a little bit of revenue. Although I don't just want to keep building scenery that, because then we don't sort of keep growing. So I do think another flat using this revenue is probably the way to go. At the moment, I can't afford much of it. That one's only 2, so we can nearly afford that one, but it's kind of gank. Let's see if there's anything else around that sort of 200. I mean, the Helter Skelter 700, that's pretty good, but it's kind of trash. The Hyperspin, that's good. I was kind of hoping for something with a little bit more sort of oomph to it, so Hyperspin might actually be the way to go. Teacups is good, but it's pretty mild. A pirate ship is actually a really good one as well. No, I think, where is it? The Hyperspin. 1741. I think another round of the chair swing there, and we could probably afford that Hyperspin. So the last thing I want to do to the chair swing is change the colour of it, because it's kind of awful. It's way too bright, in my opinion. So I quite like more of like teals and like off-whites. What, I can't actually tell what that's colouring in. What's that bit doing? Okay, that bit's doing there. That's fine. So maybe like an almond there then. And then maybe this needs to be... No, that's got to be like more like a bronze. Yeah, that's better. And then this last one is the other teal, the other exterior. So, yeah, I actually prefer that as teal and that one as like a slightly darker. There we go. That seems much more like it for me personally. Okay, have we got enough yet? No, we need another run on this. Everyone's going round. They've been good. They're all riding it twice. The problem is they only generate the revenue when they walk through there, I think. So, okay, there we go, 2-4. So it's when the ride takes off. When the ride takes off, you know what I mean. When the ride starts going, which is good. That means we can do our Hyperspin. So I think for now, I'm not necessarily tying myself down to places where these things go, but I do kind of want to have a bit of an idea as to where they're going to go. So I think just across a plaza of sorts will work well for this. Yeah, I kind of want this to just not have a queue, but it must, right? It must. Okay, so entrance. We'll do an entrance right in the middle. We'll do the exit just off to the side here. Okay, and then we'll custom there. bargain. Let's do bargain because for the most part they seem happy enough with bargain and it is generating us some revenue. Path, queue path. Okay. Oh, I'll say why is that not attaching? It's because we're on the brush mode. So maybe we come over here and just do a little bit of this. A little bit of cattle penning. Oh, I forget that actually goes a bit further than you want it to. We actually want to use up there if we're doing cattle penning. There we go. Okay, let's go to there with that. Let's just put some curbs on it so we can at least see where we need to put our fencing. There we go. Okay, and then once we've done the fencing we can set it back off again. Alright, so we'll carry on with our stamp. Oh, it looks like it's struggling a little with it. There we go. Let's find where it wants to be. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it'll end up being a little bit more organic than this anyway, so let's just do that for now. Okay, I do like the I do like having it all match. I think that's a good way of doing it. There we go. And we'll do something different with the back of this ride rather than just sort of case it in, because we'll say that this is the back of the park here, I think. So I think it's comfortable to be able to do something fun with it. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's just put a bit of path here rather than try and figure out that little green bit. Yeah, I think that's the way to go with that. Okay. So we like those bollards. I think we'll use those again, but this time we'll use them with the chain that they're designed to go with. Let's do something like that. But I do like them lifted up a little with that concrete underneath it. Maybe not quite as extreme as we did on the other one, where we did it to match the fence. But if we're using the chains, we don't have to worry about it too much. Okay. Oh, I have no idea what happened then. Okay. So we will put these in the same scenery, and then bollard chain should find it to us. There we go. It's not at all in the right layout. Let's do this. There we go. Line it up there. That's good. Let's just get a stone guess down here so we can see how it's looking scale wise. Yeah, it's a bit big, right? So we'll bring it all. First of all, we'll bring it all down to there, which I think actually makes it okay size wise. This probably just needs to shrink a little. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we should be able to just take these across here as we need them. Okay, and then we'll do our best to get it all on the line here. I don't think we're quite on it there. So let's try and line them up with the curb. Yeah, we're a little off. That seems pretty good there. Okay, we'll take that to the entrance. Awesome. Oops, that was meant to be a copy. There we go. Okay, oh look at that. That almost works perfectly. I mean, that it doesn't get much better than that, does it? Okay, so let's just take it all that way just to shy. Excellent. So everything but the person is going to come with us as we do this. Okay, so yeah, no, that's actually, I was going to say that looks really off, but it actually doesn't. Okay, line that up there. That's excellent. We can just ditch those. Perfect. Oops. We will now take that here. We have to make sure this is lined up because or we might use the same coming back, or we might do something different with it, but that's fine. There we go. And again, here actually we definitely will do the same coming back, so definitely just try and line that up roughly the same. Okay. So there actually. Oh wow, that's it. We run out of cash. Let's run the game for a second. We need, what did it say? 127 bucks. We were 10 bucks short of finishing that. Oh man, this game is tough when you're playing with cash. Like, I suppose the idea is just like throw free rides down and let it run for an hour. But where's the fun in that? Eh? Let's see how we looking. I'm gonna keep these in this mode. There we go. They're all running around now. They're good, at least. At least the guests are happy just to ride the same ride over and over again for 20 bucks. Because I wouldn't be able to do these bollards without them. There they are. They'll go flying on there. There we go. Now we can afford it. That's great. We'll pause again. Because we are going to open a second ride now, folks. Would you believe it? You're going to get to ride a second ride. Okay, let's take these to here. I think you should just be able to grow that a little. It won't look too off. Yeah, that's fine. And then here. That's the middle. And again, probably the same. I think this one has to come here. And then this grows a tad. And scaling really helps with this kind of stuff. It's the little things like this so you really realise how useful that scaling tool is. There we go. And we might have a wall over here, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. That all looks a little samey, but I don't hate it. At this point, we can open this ride, I think. There we go. And we'll slow the time down for a second. Let's see people coming over to it. Colorizing, I think we really lean into the Americana on this one. I think it looks very classic Americana. Frame 1, I can't even see where that's being used. I see the stars around the bottom, but I don't see where this. Oh, it's right down the bottom. Okay. So, do any of these look like stripes? There's one that looks like stripes. That also looks like stripes. So it's going to be that one, I think. And then the very bottom will be red. Yeah. And then the top will be white. Okay. And then this one, I think the stars are already perfect for it if we're doing... or does that become the stripes? Or the stars and stripes? I mean, it's got to be that one, hasn't it? Look at that. Okay. So this becomes white. This becomes red. And then this frame area becomes a deeper blue. And then this one at the top, we'll just go through and see. Red looks pretty good. Quite like the faded red, actually. Yeah. And then the cars themselves. Red, white, and blue. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, Anybody want to ride it? Oh, here we go. There are people working through the very, very long queue. Stone Lady is here to help them out. Get rid of you. Okay, scenery-wise, I imagine it's got a bit of scenery from that, but we could definitely boost it up a little. So what are we gonna do scenery-wise? I think some like lean into the nature, lean into the pines, do some rocks and what have you. I think that's the way to go. Let's finish off this here as well. Paint that there. Yeah, that one, but no curbs. Yeah, there we go. I really like that we can do that now. Did I miss any? Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It's probably a little bit of an extensive queue, to be honest with you. Might even take it back a little. I might take it back to there, I think. And then... Right? That's okay, people are getting alright. I wonder what was happening then. If we do this, it should just work. Yeah. But then we'll come into this item, and we can actually get rid of that. Yes. Yeah, I think that's a more acceptable queue for a ride like this. Awesome. So what we need to do now is we can adjust a little. We take all of you. And all of you. Just takes the edge there. Yeah, that's good, because now that actually also looks like it would. You could move these chains around to reduce and extend the queue as you needed to. So that's good. We like that. Okay, this is getting ridden on now. We're back up to 1400. Nice. Okay, let's go for some rock work then. What does the Tega rock look like? It's like the mossy one. Yeah, see, I do dig that. I do dig that. And yes, what I'm thinking is we take a line of rock around the back there. Using these larger ones. Now, do we cover the lights up? Probably do, don't we? Make the pad look a little smaller. Okay, some of these are maybe a little big. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the sort of thing I was looking for. I mean, that one's going to be the one we end up using most, I'm sure. Oh, there's the other good curved one, look. Let me shrink that enough to work there. There we go. And they walk out. Where are you walking out? Over there, okay. So we can take this to probably about... Oops, insufficient funds again. My word, these rocks are expensive. There we go. What did you do today? Place down 7 rocks. Okay, well... Alright, we'll let the rides run for a minute so we can place down our rocks. Okay, the rocks are done. Luckily the trees are a bit more acceptable price. So we can have a handful of pines around the back of this. I think that'll actually look really quite nice. So those are... What are those? Those are larch trees, actually. This is quite cute. What's this one? Juniper? Yeah. Juniper large. We don't mind that at all. And we'll bring some smaller ones around here. That's good. What are you? Oh, you're a reed. That's no good. We want more, like, trees. There we go. Okay, this thought there was more tree. Oh, taiga. Yes, sorry. These are taiga trees. Well, that's fine, actually. That's the sort of stuff we're looking for. As long as there's enough variation here. Yeah, this birch looks fun. There we go. European ash. Maybe a medium ash can go in there. There we are. There. Make sure they've all got a bit of room. Oh no, we're out of money again. My word. How many, what did you do this time? We placed down 6 trees. Okay. Well, maybe we go for these cheaper ones then. Yeah, those are only 40 bucks. And they, I mean, they look right as well, so that's fine. For every one of that other one, we can place 10 of this. There we go. Maybe, what have we already got those somewhere? No, that looks okay there. And then one more here, I think, that sort of cuts over the queue line a little. That's great. And then, using our newfound fun Taiga rocks, we need to place one down here. And this is really going to be, I think, the focus of this is like using pretty standard rides, but spending a little bit of time and money on them to make them pop. And I feel like this is almost like the MO of these kinds of places, honestly. Like, yeah, that's an off-the-shelf hyperspin, or whatever it's called in real life, I don't know. But what we can do is plan some nice little rocks around. Like so. And then we can write a sign on there that says Grizzly Spin or something. And it's good to go. In fact, let's just do that. I forget what the fonts are called. Oops, they're not there though, are they? And they're not called fontons. There we go. Let's get this thin font. Oops. How much these cost? $2 each. What a bargain. Okay. So we'll bring these over here. And we'll spell out. Oh, we can make this work better, I think, by putting them in the same scene. Where are you running to, bud? There's nothing up there. You just saw letters appearing and got weirded out, didn't you? It's okay, I would too. Alright, G-R-I. And then we can do something fun with the Z's, Z's. Something like this. Grizzly. Grizzly? G-R-I-Z-Z-L-Y. Grizzly, and then S. P. I. N. Awesome. And then color-wise, we bring these into the color space we're working with here. And then let's go. Oops. Let's go. Can you excuse me out the way, please, lady? Something like that. Make those an orange. Yeah, and we'll go We'll go a little 70s with them. There we go. Excellent. And then over to where we want it to be, which is going to be about here. Let's have a look. Oh, that's on an angle, but I don't hate it. Although it needs to sit on the rock, so I'm not going to individually support all of these. That's fine. And there we have a grizzly spin. That's about the level of theming we're going to get in the early stages of this, at least, until we're ranking up a bit more cash. I think that's about right. Let's go for some planter stuff. Where's the one with just the single edge? There we go. And I think what we'll do is finish with a little bit of trim along here, just to help that pavement make a bit more sense. Which one is the thing there? Would rather be that, be a grey. Yeah, there we go. And just get those in a group. Throw them over. And I'm going to take that to there for now, because I don't quite know what's happening next. But where there's a spot for the regular one, we can take that over. So it just gets lost in the trees, that's fine. But then around the outside there, the trees also need dirt. We'll use a pattern for it. Where is it? Gravel, rock, rough rock, strata rock, shrubs, pebbles, long, dry, meadow, short. There's no soil? Well, that's weird. Gravel it is. I mean, the actual gravel looks pretty good, but wasn't quite what I thought we were going to get. Actually, that was really good. That's a really nice texture. Okay. Well, there we go. 2 rides and $1,500, which I feel like we've sat there since the place opened. But we'll start fleshing this out with some food stalls in the next episode, I think, and maybe even work on a bit of an entrance area. I suppose the problem with the entrance thing is it doesn't really generate us any money. So, and the other thing is as well is we're running on 0 staff other than the ride operatives. Talking of which, are you happy? Your break is being taken and you're happy, are you? Okay. My pay is just about right. The job is nice. Well, that's 2 lumps of vomit I've seen, though, so just before we go, where are you? Woohoo, indeed. Welcome to the party, Amelie Luna. You're going to be getting a lot of work done because you're going to be the company's only janitor for a while, to be honest with you. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more of this. This sort of slower paced, actually real-time building. It's fun. I think it'd be nice to see. Hopefully you'll get something out of my sort of processes, the way I think about putting stuff together. I know people always ask me about that kind of stuff. I'm no expert, but you know, people are keen to sort of see that process. So hopefully you'll enjoy that through this series. Thanks for watching. Love you all to bits. Till the next one. Be good.